So, I'm ODog 27. We see the loading screen. I still think that is a command center floating. I don't know why a command center would be in space. But anyway, I'm ODog 27. Welcome, St. Patrick's Day. Oh, it is the day of drinking. Unfortunately, I have to work later in the day and will not get drinking until very early the next morning. So I'm going to cast StarCraft 2 games for an hour or so. So welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I actually have a degree in broadcast journalism and have some experience with this sort of thing. I commentated a fair amount of sporting events, and I have tried this before. I cold cast these games. I don't look at them beforehand to see how long or even how good they are, who wins, whether there's really a comeback or anything. I just kind of do it and get it done. That's not the right one. Here we go. So we have ourselves LiquidHaypro. This was part of the Team LiquidHaypro Razor replay pack, as I lag, apparently, against who I thought was going to be TSL Alive, the Codes Terran. I was way off, apparently, because this is aLiveSE, Alive spelled the same way, a Protoss, and they are spawning close positions by air on Metalopolis. So Haypro very much coming into his own lately, especially after his showing, I believe it was in the MLG Providence. He was able to, and that's an interesting start to a wall off, he was able to take down a Nesty, I believe it was. I'm going all this again, this is all cold. I should do more research, especially since I do know who plays before I actually do the game. And I think maybe Alive is cannon rushing. He's definitely not going Forge Fast Expand. This will be interesting. Oh, I should probably get rid of the timing thing. Whoops. Yes, I don't know anything. I don't know as much as I could. That's a gateway. As much as I could about some of the Twitch TV, or not Twitch TV, some of the ways to put overlays and stuff, so I will hopefully be figuring that out as this goes along. My casting continues. They will be posted on YouTube as the probe going for the block of the hatchery, and he gets it. It's going to delay that hatch that Haypro wants to get out, and down it goes. Not too much of a delay, just a little bit. It does look like Alive's going to go for some sort of pressure as his probe sits there and does nothing. It does look like Alive's going to go for some sort of pressure, I would have to think, off of one base, especially considering the fact that Haypro did go hatch first, and Alive has to know that his spawning pool will be delayed, and he didn't delay the hatch. He delayed it just long enough to give him that period of time to get in and attack, probably. Although he is going double gas, I wonder. This could be a lot of different things. This could be some sort of. I think I'm not as well versed as some other StarCraft analysts, but it seems like it could be some sort of 3-gate, maybe blink all in. It could be that hero style warp prison sentry drop that force steals the ramp and cuts off the reinforcements from the Zerg, basically cuts off the two bases. I think that's actually going to be what it is. I've seen a lot of Protosses do that against Zerg, especially if they happen to have cross positions, close positions by air. Because the Zerg doesn't normally, especially against Protoss, get out anything anti-air other than Queens. And even then, he still only has a gateway and a forge. Ooh, the one stalker's going to do some poking. Out comes the Zerglings, just in time. Although that stalker is going to get a kill, maybe two. This stalker, oh, and out comes the Queen. The Queen should be able to drive away the stalker without too much problem. Alive can micro the stalker outside of the Queen, much like a Reaper does. But I don't think it's going to do much here, keeping the production tab down, because that's the way I feel like doing it. Now, 2 stalkers against only 5 lings out. He's got to get out more lings. I got to think that he's making more lings as these stalkers are being microed very efficiently, trying to take down that Queen. Just a couple too many Zerglings out, though. He's going to have to be careful not to get one of those stalkers surrounded. That'd be a huge loss at the beginning. He's going to go straight for an expand. He's got a sentry back at home. So it was, this is interesting. I've never seen this I don't play Protoss, I play Terran, so, ooh, and that queen barely gets out 11 hit points if it took one more damage, and he's got to run away. Oh, okay. That Stalker is down in the yellow. HayPro's doing a pretty solid job. He's still making drones. He's keeping up with his injects somehow, and out comes the second queen. That might just be enough to drive away these two Stalkers, hero Stalkers, as they continue to stay alive. Here are two more gateways. No forge for aLiveSE. SE. Very interesting right there that he's not getting a forge for defense. He did stop microing, and the speed finished. That's probably why he stopped microing, was because his speed had finished. And HayPro is finally able to drive away those two Stalkers. If they had gotten the queen, that would have been worth it. Instead, they only killed, I don't know, it wasn't enough. I don't think it was enough Zerglings to lose those two Stalkers. So aLiveSE a little bit behind here, but it does give him the opportunity to get his expansion up. HayPro sticking with only the 5 Zerglings. Out come a couple more Zerglings here and a Spine Crawler at the front. He's already got all 4 gases. Out comes the Spire. I didn't even see. He went straight for a lair. Interesting. He held that off with minimal, and I mean minimal, losses. Didn't have to overcommit to Zerglings. Didn't panic and bring drones. He held that off. Didn't even lose a queen, which was impressive. aLiveSE did a pretty solid job making certain to keep the Stalkers alive as long as he could. It's a lot of sentries. Oh, that is a lot of sentries. This attack has to hit in the next, I don't know. Oh boy. Next warping. He's got to hit now. And I don't know. HayPro looks like he's going to have just enough for... looks like he's going to have just enough for 5 or 6 Mutalisks, which probably won't be enough. Ooh, here comes the battle. Need the good force fields. Doesn't catch any of the Zerglings. Doesn't even try. Pushing forward. He does not have a proxy pylon except this one up on the ramp here. Here come the Zerglings. You've got 3 more Spine Crawlers being made. As I don't think this is a good idea by aLiveSE to chase those Zerglings. Those mutas are going to pop any time now. The Spire's done. He's got more Zealots on the way. These sentries, he's got a lot of sentries. He's got 10 sentries, but I don't think they're going to be enough to hold off all those Mutalisks. Plus the 4 Spine Crawlers are going to prove very deadly, and the Zergling counterattack to pin them in. Although I would have to think that force fields... he only trapped about 5 drones. Not enough there at all. Now those Spine Crawlers being uprooted. Mutalisks coming into play here. And there are the force fields keeping the Zerglings... keeping some of the Zerglings out. But it's those Mutalisks. Sentries don't do enough damage at all. Drones coming right back in to go back to mining as the fight is still on. Mutalisks, or excuse me, the Zealots still alive. No upgrades for them, but they're still knocking down the Zerglings. No upgrades for HayPro either. His Mutalisks still alive, doing some damage, but repelled. aLiveSE warping in some sentries. Those are Stalkers. Stalkers is my cat enters the room. Scares the ever-living crap out of me. Stalkers back home, which is why he didn't reinforce there. It was an interesting push. I mean, he did deny mining time. HayPro only just getting up his 3rd base, as SC is pretty well fortified on his 3 bases. Up comes the Twilight Council and the Forge. 3 more gateways. That will make 8 gateways. I don't know if aLive is gearing up to take a 3rd here, or if he's going to gear up for some sort of 8-gate all-in. Probably with Blink, Blink's normally what Protosses go for, or he might take a 3rd and try and tech up to Archon/Twilight Councils. Or not Twilight Council, Templar Archives. Here come the Mutalisks, looking to see if they can poke in. Stalkers in the mineral line. That's not enough Stalkers. That's a lot of Mutalisks. That is 12 mutas. Here come the other Stalkers. HayPro's got to get out of there. And, ooh, he leaves a sentry alive with 2 hit points. Taking that 3rd as it just pops up. there's the Templar archives. I gotta think that the Protoss is going to try and make a push for a third base here, because it's very tough to have enough gas to go Templar off of 2 bases. You can do it, but that really cuts into if you want anything else, whether it be upgrade, any other gas presence, whether it be Colossus, which I don't think would be feasible here, or even Sentries and Stalkers really even are a little bit hurt by that. So it'll be interesting. He's warping in a lot of Zealots here. That'll deal very nicely with the Zerglings. There's +1 attack for Haypro, and that seems to be it. Let's see if he's also researching +1 for his Mutas. The +2, excuse me, +1 weapons for the Protoss Alive is done. Zerglings over here checking to make certain expansions. I gotta think this is gonna be some sort of all in here by Alive to try and finish off this game right here, right now, before the third base of Haypro can get into, can boost his economy and push him ahead here. That seems to be what is going on. No, they're not charged. So no council upgrades, still no Psionic Storm either. I don't see any High Templar or Archons. There, the High Templar. See if he merges. Yes, he's going to go straight to Archon tech. Although I'm not certain why he merged them there. Oh, there's an Archon. I missed it. I'm not certain why he merged it there. Ooh, here come the Mutas. Oh my goodness. This is the ZVP kill me. This is the ZVP Mass Mutalisk style. Run away! Although, Archons do pretty well. Although he's going to have a problem getting out of his base with those 2 Archons. They're not getting out. They are stuck there unless they want to destroy... they might actually have to destroy a gateway. I'm not certain. That would be a major problem. +2 is almost done for the Protoss. Haypro taking his 4th. As his Mutalisks continue to move around, I'd almost like to see him on the outskirts of the Protoss base a little bit more, rather than just poking in this general area here continuously. Probably not a good idea to poke at the front, pretty well defended, but just swinging around and taking up here, or even trying to limit the gas intake of the Protoss. Oh, he does unpower 2 gateways, taking out a pylon without losing anything there. Still seems to, there are the rest of the Zerglings. I was going to say, still on a low amount of Zerglings. As his +2 attack, skipping the Carapace. That's interesting. His Zealots are still, especially because the Zealots... Oh, that's a... where is it? Oh, that's a probe I had clicked. Especially because of the +2 on the Zealots. Oh, and that Archon is stuck. Especially because of the +2 on the Zealots, you've got to think that Haypro is so far behind. Oh, and here come the Mutalisks. As a Terran, I know how this feels. As soon as you go to move out, the Mutalisks come into your base, and you're just not at all quick enough. And here come the probes. He is just going for a straight-up base trade. That is a lot of Mutalisks. That is 33 Mutalisks. This will be interesting. He's got enough for another Nexus. And this is a straight-up base trade, but so many spine crawlers. Oh my goodness. 17 spine crawlers. Two more on the high ground. I don't think, and this expansion here, I don't think that Alive knows about it. No, he does not. He doesn't even know about the 3rd, although he's got to think that it's there. And the problem is that you can't lay down a pylon on the creep, so he's brought his probes with him, but his probes have to find an open spot to make a pylon, or else he's just going to be eliminated because all of his buildings will have died. So here we go. I don't know why he concentrated down the oh, that's why that's smart. He concentrated down the extractor so he could lay down an assimilator. That's incredible. That's a smart move. Can't build on creep? Well, build on top of an assimilator. That's going to be it, though. That's going to be his last building here. Forge goes down as Haypro. I don't think Haypro's in trouble. I think Haypro has to have this. Here comes a pylon down, another pylon, Alive, throwing down pylons however he can to keep himself alive. He's definitely got the army advantage. Haypro, though, if he can survive this, somehow build his forces back up. I mean, Haypro has the advantage here because of the base trade. Good job. This is it. Oh, he's going to leave. Oh, no. Haypro going to... No, he's not going to force it down. Oh, I thought he was going to focus fire the pylons and just go for broke there. The assimilator's dead. Zerglings took that out. Down go the only probes and zealots attacking here. The buildings. Very smart to keep his air attack units, I guess, his anti-air units, the Archons, a sentry, and a bunch of stalkers around his pylons, his last building, so that those mutas can't swoop in and take him out. Very well done. This is turning into an interesting base trade. HayPro, though, can still make stuff. That is the problem here. And here come the Mutalisks. Oh, they're going to get one. They're going to get one pylon and get out of there, not taking any... Oh, they do take a shot. HayPro does have a... Oh, he's going to leave again. He's going to leave again. Oh, what's he doing? Oh, he remakes the assimilator. In come the Zerglings. Mutalisks have taken out the 2 pylons. That assimilator's all that's left. Here come the mutas. Guardian shield goes up. This could be the final battle. Those mutas clumped up. That all of the damage from the Archons is huge. Those Mutalisks still alive though. +2 weapon carapace. That means the buildings go down so quickly. HayPro getting supply blocked now. Those Mutalisks looking for a way around to get at that assimilator is still the last building up for the Protoss alive. And HayPro expanding to the other side of the map. Mutalisks still floating around trying to find something. Making a bunch of overlords with the larva here and some Zerglings. And they're going to go straight for the assimilator. That's always the thing about larva. They disappear once off creep. You've got to make certain... Oh, he's baiting him. Oh, boy. Oh, he's going straight for the assimilator. He's going to get it. He's going to get it. He's going to get it. Down goes the pylon. Clutch pylon throwdown as the... Oh, the Zerglings going for that pylon. Can they get it? Can they get it? He's out of money. He needs to make an assimilator. Oh, he saved the pylon. He saved the pylon. Oh my goodness, that pylon was down to 95 hit points. It was dead. There was no more pylon. He saved it. Oh my gosh, you had to get over to get that. Oh, that was so close. And HayPro has to GG out alive right there. Going for the base trade so many times that favors the Zerg. But that was incredible play. I mean, that was... Alive pretty much just said, screw it, I'm going to go kill you, and took all his probes and killed him. And base trade ensued, and if he had not, that was, I can't believe that pylon didn't die. That pylon, that assimilator did not get up before the pylon should have died. I mean, that was GG. That was Alive left the game because he lost. He doesn't have a chance to GG. You have no buildings left, and somehow, someway that lived. Oh, it was so close. So close, HayPro. I thought HayPro had it. I thought he had it, but Alive doing an excellent job. He was able, actually, what was more impressive is he didn't freak out. He kept enough minerals to be able to rebuild a couple times. He didn't force down a Nexus. He didn't try too hard to overextend himself. He did a very good job managing what little money he had left, as well as his forces to keep those buildings alive. So, very close game, very interesting game too. That was one heck of a base trade. I will say that much. Wow, that was impressive. That was a good game from both of them. I was impressed.